And welcome back to another episode of Across the Board. And Super Regional Weekend did not disappoint. And we saw a bunch of great baseball games, some great pitching, and some great hitting. Did we not?
We did indeed.
Saw a bunch of good stuff. Saw some packed out crowds, pizza rolls sold, shirts off on hilltops. I mean, we saw about everything we could see this Super Regional Weekend. But it is now time to talk about Super Regional Weekend and those teams moving to Omaha.
Okay. Obviously now we're actually in Omaha, so we have 8 teams left, which is exciting. Really exciting.
It really is. But today, recapping all Super Regional Weekend and all the goodness we saw this weekend. So I said we'd go ahead and get right into it. Well, obviously starting Morgantown. Not much to talk about here. I mean, West Virginia handled business. Morgantown was bopping. Pat McAfee was just chugging beers in the back behind home plate. I mean, you know, what can you say? I mean, it's a great sight to see in Morgantown. But just a couple guys for me. Cole Chanson, game one. He went 7 innings, giving up 8 hits, 2 runs, 11 strikeouts. I mean, me and you watch that game, just dealing. Every pitch he had just was not being touched. He took command of the zone and just kept rolling from there. I mean, we had a great weekend. And then Max Yale, the next guy, starting day 2, he went 5 innings, giving up 4 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 4 Ks. Another great arm that this West Virginia team has. And just 2 guys taking command of the zone and winning at bats and just doing their job against a Cal Poly team that we know could hit very well. I mean, we talked about it even when we previewed the Los Angeles Super Regional or Los Angeles Regional, and then we even talked about it coming into this. I mean, we know this team can hit. We were interested to see if we'd get a high-scoring affair from both sides, or we see some pitching and kind of what to expect. But West Virginia pitching took control of the zone. Unfortunately for Cal Poly, their pitchers, Griffin Nace and Turnquist, did not have their best outings of the year. And West Virginia absolutely dominant at the plate. I mean, I don't think Cal Poly had any chance this weekend with as good as West Virginia bats were. But shout out West Virginia and just what they were able to do this weekend with their bats and their pitching was outstanding.
Yeah, I mean, they hit 7 home runs over those 2 games. Not much you can do about that.
No, I mean, we know what they have. We know what pop they have. Gavin Kelly, Armani Guzman, 2 guys who've got great pop, and even that whole lineup. I mean, we saw what they were able to do this weekend. And they're just a dangerous team in Omaha that we know and can make some noise. So I think that's going to be a fun team to watch in the Omaha in the College World Series. They're going to be a fun team. We'll go to the next one. Kind of shocked me a little bit. Oklahoma and Kansas. Oklahoma's hot. I think we can both agree on that end that they're very hot. They had great pitching this weekend. Their bats were outstanding, which we know the pop in their bats. I mean, Cord Rager and LJ Mercurius in game 1 went 9 innings, giving up 4 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 9 Ks together. I mean, they took control in game 1. And then game 2, Xander Mercurius came in. He went 4 innings, giving up 3 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, 6 Ks. But this Oklahoma pitching staff, we know the power in their bats. We've talked about their pitching. We know their potential and what they have, but we just hadn't seen it. Earlier in the year, I thought they had a great. I mean, we know what they had earlier on in the year in non-con play, really high on this team. As the year went on, the pitching kind of fell off. It wasn't their best. Kind of really reliant on the bats. But after this weekend, you play a good Kansas team who's been able to hit and pitch for the most part, and you just dominate in Lawrence. But we know what this Oklahoma team is very capable of. I think we're starting to see their ceiling play, and it's at the right time. You know,
Mhm.
we've seen teams come into the postseason absolutely on a low, but they catch fire at the right time, and
Yep.
that's what's going on here. I mean, they're catching fire,
Mhm.
they're pitching outstanding, and they're hitting well. I mean, this is not a team I want to see in the College World Series.
No, none at all. They hit 5 home runs this weekend. I mean, they pitched amazingly against a team that we know can definitely hit the ball anywhere in the field, if not out of the field, and they did not do that this weekend. I mean, only, I mean, you held a team in Kansas at home hosting a super regional to 3 runs in those 2 games, and this is a team that, I mean, should have scored way more than that on the usual basis. Um, so for Oklahoma's pitching, I mean, if they can pitch like that, we know their bats can be good. They've been hot. But going into Omaha, if they can pitch like that, then somebody might have struggle on their hands.
For sure. Gonna be interesting to see how they play. I'm excited to see them in West Virginia. I think those are two teams that can make things very interesting.
Yeah.
We'll go to the next one though, and this one, my goodness, Digger Derby, but an actual game. Okay, Georgia, Mississippi State. I mean, if you love runs, you're a big hitting guy. Well, this was the series for you.
Yeah.
I mean, my goodness. I mean, what do we have? We had 25 runs scored in the first
Mm-hmm.
game, and then what was it, 22 in the next game? Somewhere around that
Yeah.
number. I mean,
it was 20 in the second game.
but you look at these two teams. I mean, we knew what they can do. We know they can hit.
Yeah.
You and I kind of on the same boat. We're like, okay, we know they can hit, but we kind of thought it'd be a little more on the lower end with the pitching. I mean, there was no outstanding performance from a pitcher this weekend. I mean,
No.
Georgia's bullpen came in and saved the day. Again, late in the game. No surprise for me there, but yeah, O'Shaughnessy in game one, absolutely clutch. Okay. Guy was not even supposed to be submitted in the lineup. He was a guy early in the lineup at the beginning of the season, got taken out, and then with the Trey Phelps ejection for one game, came in, was put in the lineup, hit a bomb to tie the game up at 7, then hit a bomb in the 8th to give him the lead. He was absolutely clutch this weekend. I mean, you take your opportunity that you get, and you absolutely capitalize on the chance. But we saw the bats, and another guy. I mean, shout out to Jacob Parker, man. I mean,
Jacob Parker's a dog.
that dude. I mean, he was outstanding, and
Yeah.
I remember watching him like when LSU came to Mississippi State. He wasn't still a good player, nothing crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since the Grand Slam, I believe it was game 2, he has just not looked back. I mean, dude has been on a steamroll since then, and he's still. I mean, he was big. He was a big part of Mississippi State's offense this weekend.
Yeah,
And
2 home runs in the second game that kept him in it.
yeah, I mean, he was big, and unfortunately for Mississippi State, and just the pitching couldn't hold him in. Tomas Valenkas in game 1, I mean, he kind of had him out ahead. He kind of had Georgia where he wanted them, but unfortunately they got to him, went to the bullpen, and just could not find their way. But again, a Georgia team I'm high on Georgia. I am. I mean, I'm a big believer in this group. The pitching wasn't great on their end, but it doesn't matter when they can hit like that. I think there's the one game the pitching was not its best. They were still able to make things happen. I mean, now we kind of saw it with Volchko in the game. We kind of talked about that. How can the starters be? Unfortunately, he's a great pitcher, but one of the things you see from him, and that's really just the downside to his game, is just the command. We can see him when he's on and throwing the pitch. I mean, we saw in the first inning. He struck out all 3 batters.
Yeah.
But then you go to the second, you kind of saw his command go down, and he kind of just lost the ability to throw that strike. That's your concern. That was our concern with Georgia. You kind of saw it this weekend again.
Mm-hmm.
But for Mississippi State's side, you can't. I mean, it's just the same thing. Just got to get out ahead of these Georgia batters. You got to be up early in counts. I mean, big part of pitching is being out early in those counts. If you're not up early in the counts and you fall behind 2-0 to any one of these great offenses in Mississippi State and Georgia, it's not going to be a good night for you.
Yeah.
But I look at Georgia, man. I mean, we know what their bullpen can do. I believe in the bullpen more than anything. I mean, we watched it when we were in Hoover. I've watched it past few weeks. I mean, it's a good team, man. But Georgia's going to move on, and like we always known all year, they're going to be dangerous.
Yeah. All I can say about the series was 21 home runs.
Mm-hmm.
21. I mean, that's absurd. Like, Georgia, their pitching wasn't amazing this weekend, but yes, they are. Their pitching is capable. But we'll have to see a little bit of a better performance than what they did this weekend.
For sure. All right. Let's go to Ole Miss Auburn. And I have to say, I'm not surprised, but kind of surprised. Like, it's.
Yeah.
I mean, but again, I told you earlier in the year, you asked me who I think could be an Omaha team. I mean, we asked this question, 4 weeks ago?
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of said, Ole Miss could be a team that just sneakily gets in there.
You did.
And be a very good team. But we know they're a good team. We saw, it was a pitching duel between these two teams. I mean, we know we love the starters that both of them have. We knew what their pitching was capable of. But I have to say, Taylor Rabe just continues to deal. I mean, feels like every week you're just seeing him go 7-8 innings, 6, 7, 8 innings, just striking out 10 guys and just cruising along. I mean, he went 7 innings, giving up 6 hits. He had 2 runs, 1 walk, 8 Ks. I mean, he's been big for that team. Hunter Elliott had a nice game. Him, Hudson Calhoun, and Walker Hooks. All 3 guys pitched well in game 1. But Will Furniss and Judd Udemark, those are the big time bats for this Ole Miss team. I mean, that is your solid part of the lineup. We know what's in that lineup. You got Dom Decker, a couple other guys that have this pop and they're bad, but Will Furniss and Judd Udemark are your 2 who are really can give you that pop. And we saw game 2, game tied, and both guys hitting absolute nukes to take the lead, and that would eventually give Ole Miss the win. But Auburn's bats couldn't get going this weekend. I mean, we kind of were hoping that maybe after last weekend, this would kind of be a little bit of a spark and that maybe they would be able to have some more pop. But Ole Miss's pitching, we just know how good it is, man. And unfortunately, this weekend did not go in their favor. But, Ole Miss is moving on, and they're just going to be a dangerous team, man. I mean, every team going here is going to be dangerous. I mean, it's just how it is. I mean, but Ole Miss, man, great weekend for them, and I'm excited to see what they can do.
Yeah, disappointing for Auburn because we knew how good their pitching staff was, and we thought that could carry them far enough, especially if they got into Omaha. But he got to get there first, and they couldn't get past Ole Miss, who pitched great this weekend. Walker Hooks coming in at both games, at the end of both games, and closing the door was great for them. But then, their bats were just better than Auburn's this weekend. Auburn had a few clutch hits in the moment that they needed, but then couldn't multiply those. Couldn't do that over and over again like we saw them do last week. And so, got to give Ole Miss credit, man. They battled and they won these 2 games, and they look like a team that can definitely do some damage in Omaha.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be a fun team. I'm excited to see what they can do. I think they'll be one of those interesting teams in Omaha. We'll go to the next matchup, and speaking of clutch hitting, North Carolina and USC. First off, let's just hop straight to game 3, okay? If USC wins game 1, North Carolina wins game 2. I will go back to game 2 with Jason DeCaro going a complete game.
Mm-hmm.
But in game 3, I mean, let's see. We're in the bottom of the 8th. I think at this point, we got a runner on second. It's still a 3-1 game. North Carolina, I think at this point, is 1 for 23 with runners in scoring position.
Really good.
Around that 1 of 23 mark. You get a double to the wall. You get a run in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now we're at 3-2. You go to the next inning. And after that, the bats came alive. They were clutch. I mean, you had a Owen Hull, absolute nuke to the wall. That won them the game.
Owen Hull had 4 doubles in that game. That was his 4 hits. 4 doubles.
Yeah.
He went 4 for 5.
He was clutch. But you had said, we were talking about Ole Miss and Auburn. You had said clutch hits at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, North Carolina didn't have that until this point in the game. And this one, it mattered most. You get your runs and you win the game. You hate it for USC. I mean, Andrew Johnson, man, was dealing in this game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was pitching really well for his USC group. Unfortunately, gave up that double to make it 3-2 with 2 outs. They end up pulling him. And it just didn't seem like anybody that came in could get comfortable for USC. I mean, just didn't seem like any one of them could really. I believe they brought in a couple guys, and just none of them seemed they could get settled in this game. But North Carolina, you could talk about their whole pitching group. I mean, I do want to start with Jason DeCaro in game 2. I mean, he went 9 innings. He went a complete game, giving up 2 hits, 1 walk, and 8 strikeouts. I mean, not much you can ask for from your pitcher. Outstanding. North Carolina's 4-0 win. He did his job. And then Caden Glauber went 7 1/3. 6 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, and 11 Ks. I mean, he's another big piece to this North Carolina pitching staff. Their pitching was great this weekend. Game 1, USC jumped on them, and we talked about USC's hitting. We thought that could be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
But these 2 guys, Jason DeCaro, Caden Glauber, shut the door. They handled business. And, I mean, they did their part for North Carolina. And the struggle part for me was watching North Carolina just not getting the clutch hits. I mean, me and you had said it. And they were not getting clutch hits. But they came at the right time. They walk off USC, and they're going to Omaha. The only team in the last 2, they've gone 2 times in the last 3 seasons. And as always, Scott Ford teams, can be pretty dangerous in Omaha.
Yeah. I mean, North Carolina did just enough to, make it to Omaha. So that's all you got to do. So, obviously, you shut down USC's hitting, which was on fire last week, and you thought coming into this week could be a problem for UNC. But we knew they had a great pitching staff and was waiting to see how that would work. And, 19 strikeouts in 2 games. That's pretty good.
I
pretty
say so.
good when they needed it the most. So, I mean, this UNC team, man, it feels like every year they have clutch hitting at some point. During a regional, during a super, Omaha, whatever it may be, they have clutch hitting, and especially at home, and they do it again this year. I mean, no surprise. But I mean, hey, man, the UNC looks good. They look like a team that could definitely compete in Omaha. They could go do some damage. Wouldn't be surprised to see them go pretty far, especially with the pitching that they had this week. Obviously, if that stays the same, then they definitely will go far, I would believe. But I mean, man, they just play good.
For sure. They're going to be a fun team. And I mean, very dangerous to be in front of, that's for sure. We go to Texas and Oregon now. Quite interesting, to say the least. But game one, Texas dominates. I want to highlight Dylan Volantis for a minute. He went 5 1/3, he gave up 8 hits, 2 runs, 4 walks, and 10 Ks. Me, you watch this game, okay, and you look at these numbers, and maybe they don't fully highlight what I mean. I guess you could say they kind of do what happened in game, but I believe Oregon had bases loaded twice within that stretch. He was on the mound, and he got out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, Dylan Volantis, we know he's one of the best pitchers in the country, without a doubt. And you saw tonight, even at the times he didn't have his stuff, he had the clutch pitches at the right time to get himself out of these jams. I mean, and that's really just, it impressed me. It's something something you had to highlight to watch. I mean, when a pitcher can get himself in trouble, but then find his way out and minimize the damage, I mean, you got someone special when they're able to do that. And I mean, I just thought that was important to kind of mention out because, I mean, it took away Oregon's momentum. Texas was up early. Oregon was trying to find some groove and see if they can get back into the game. And Volantis just absolutely shut the door in their face. But great pitching night from him, and their bats being good as they were, they took over game one. And then game two, we had a thriller.
Yeah.
First two hitters on the night, Aiden Robbins and Carson Tenney, hit absolute nukes to start this game. Two absolute bombs. But then Oregon just makes it interesting. Come back, get a lead. I believe now they're up 5-4 going to the eighth. Got 2 outs, bases juiced, and a 3-1 count. And Adrian Rodriguez, with a clutch hit to left field, puts them 2 across the plate. They take a 6-5 lead. And then Sam Cozart comes in the ninth and closes the door for this team. But hey, man, we're just seeing Texas do what we know they can do. We've obviously talked about them being one of those teams that can very well have a high ceiling, but also just be out in the first round.
Sure.
We've talked about it. We've seen them, saying, hey, this could be a College World Series team, could be an Omaha team, or they could just lose in their own regional. And they've just dealt their way and kept going on. And we know what they have in their lineup. We know they can pitch. Can all be put together. And I'd say this weekend it was.
Yeah. I mean, Texas pitched amazingly when they needed it. Like you were talking about, Volantis getting out of a couple of bad spots there. We know he can. I mean, he had 10 strikeouts that game. We know he's one of the best pitchers in the nation, if not the best. So, and then going in the second game, they didn't start off like their pitching wasn't great for the first 5 innings. It wasn't, but it was manageable. They kept the game in a manageable spot. And then at the end, when Sam Cozart came in, he, not surprisingly, but
he closed the game.
Yeah, I mean, but you got to give credit to Oregon. They battled in that game. First game, obviously, they get just smacked, and then the next game they come in. Will Sanford was great. After giving up those 2 home runs, he pitched good. Had 7 strikeouts, and then Tanner Bradley came in and was amazing for them. He is nasty. But sadly, when Devin Bell came into the end, he just didn't have his stuff and gave up enough hits. And obviously the big hit for Rodriguez for Texas to win this game. So you got to give credit to Oregon. They battled. Their bats just weren't great, and that was a problem that we thought they could have, especially against a great pitching team in Texas. And if they didn't find their bats and didn't have those hot bats that they were hoping for, that this would be a hard series to win. And you saw that pretty, validly there. They didn't have the bats to beat this Texas team with their great pitching.
For sure, man. And I mean, like you highlighted it, Texas pitching was good. And Tanner Bradley, an elite arm out the pen for Oregon. So, fun series, fun thing we got to watch, and we'll see what Texas can do in Omaha. But let's go to Alabama St. John's next. I want to shift over there. And here's the thing about this one. I mean, St. John's just could not get anything going. I thought they pitched solid. I mean, I thought they kind of were managing damage and trying to keep themselves within the game. But
Yeah.
we said one thing. We said Alabama's pitching is going to be a big piece to their success.
Mm-hmm.
And Tyler Fay and Zane Adams did their job. I mean, Tyler Fay went 7 in the third, giving up 2 hits, 3 walks, 9 strikeouts. Zane Adams in game 2 went 6 in the third, giving up 6 hits, 2 runs, 8 strikeouts. And you look at game 2, and St. John's hung in. We thought, hey, they could take this game and maybe make it interesting. But Jason Torres, with an absolute bomb of a grand slam, gave Alabama the lead at 7-2, and St. John's just could not get any clutch hitting. I feel like in game 2 they had their opportunities to kind of make something happen, get a little momentum, and they just could not get those big hits. And really, just kind of the top 3 of their lineup struggled. 3 guys who have been really solid for them this year just were not really able to get going. Yeah. But you look at Alabama, man, and the pitching is still here. I mean, nothing has changed. We know they can pitch, and they're moving on. And again, these arms keeping them moving along in this postseason.
Yeah, I mean, we were wondering how Tyler Fay would pitch, and he didn't let us down. 9 strikeouts, 2 hits, and 7 and a third innings. The man was great. He looked like the Tyler Fay that we knew he could be. That wasn't always every single week though, and so we were hoping to see whether or not it was going to be this week that he showed back up again, and he did. And that's great for Bama going into Omaha, because if he can show up, then that first game might look a little, more winnable than obviously when he doesn't show up. And then he talked about Zane Adams. You knew that Alabama was going to have to pitch this week, especially with the way that St. John's played their small ball, and I mean they eliminated that this week. They really did, and you got to give St. John's credit. Only second time making it to the Super Regional. They battled a little bit in the second game, but Bama was just too good. The matchup just wasn't in St. John's favor, and Bama looks like a team that if they can pitch, we know how good they can hit. If they can pitch in Omaha, they could be dangerous.
For sure. They're going to be a fun team, and especially when that pitching is on. Be a fun one to watch. Let's go to the final one, Troy and Little Rock. I mean, my goodness, we were treated to just a fun super to watch, man. I mean, I was pumped to watch it. Troy comes out of this one, and man, I know me and you said it, but this team can 100% make some absolute noise in Omaha. I mean, they came in, let's start with their pitching. I mean, Benjamin Stubbs, Zach Roger, Matt Dill in game 1. 9 innings pitched, 7 hits, 2 runs, 7 Ks between the 3 of them. And then Tommy Egan in game 2. 7 in the third, 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 8 Ks. And I got to shout out Boroff and Markham in the bottom 2. I mean, the 8 and 9 hole guys went 7 for 13 this weekend. I mean, can you name any other team that gets that production from 8 and 9, from the 8 and 9 hole hitters?
Right second, no, I could not.
Maybe off the top of my head, maybe if we did some digging, but this whole lineup is popping. But I just shout out that. I mean, that's great. 9-hole hitters hitting above 500. Your pitching was outstanding. We saw. Hey, maybe these guys have some arms. But I mean, what tells you that this team can't win a game in Omaha? I mean, what?
Yeah.
I mean, what would tell you no? I mean, they're playing great baseball. They got outstanding pitching this weekend. They've been hitting like we know they can. I mean, hey man, this is another dangerous team that I don't think I want to be in front of this weekend.
No, I definitely wouldn't. Like you said, Houston Markham went 4 for 7 this weekend. I mean, he looked great. And then, especially at your 9-hole, I mean, that's just insane to think of. And then Jade Boroff, he only technically went 2 for 6 this weekend, but he had 2 home runs in the first game that were huge for them. That basically just shut out the game at that point. But you just talk about their whole team in general. I mean, you also got to think in the first game they won 12-2, and Jimmy Janicki went 0 for 4. Their best hitter on their team went 0 for 4, and they won by 10 runs. And then they won this. They won the second game. Jimmy Janicki went 1 for 5. I mean, their best hitter didn't even hit good this weekend, and it ended up going 1 for 9, and they win the series easily. I mean, you just Little Rock didn't really have anything. Let's just be honest. They in the second game they hung around for a little bit, but they just could never get anything going, and their pitching just wasn't great this weekend. And we knew it would have to be against a Troy team who can hit the crap out of the ball, and that's exactly what Troy did this week. It was hit the crap out of the ball, and it's nothing surprising to us because we knew they could. It was just how much were they going to really, and if they do this, man, yeah, there's no reason why they can't battle in Omaha for something. I mean, because you're going up against a team that just can hit, and their pitching was good this weekend for sure. It's going to have to be even better though in Omaha because they're going to face even better teams than Little Rock. No, Little Rock is good, but now they're playing West Virginia in the first game. Pitching's going to have to be really good.
That's what made me really sad that those two got to play each other. Those are the two I want to go the furthest, bro.
Yeah.
I was so sad when I saw. I was like, no.
Yeah, Troy's got to pitch even better, but their bats can carry them very far. I mean, if they can hit like they keep hitting, and Jimmy Janicki can actually hit in Omaha, who knows how far they could possibly go.
Yeah, man. They're going to be a fun team, but man, this was a fun super regional. I cannot wait for Omaha, and I am pumped to watch some Omaha baseball. But that's going to do it for me today. Is there anything you would like to add, say, comments, concerns?
I mean, we'll eventually get out of bracket for Omaha.
Yeah, we sure will. Go follow us on Across the Board on all our socials at TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music. I think that's all of them, right? Am I forgetting anything?
I mean, Threads, but I don't even know if we have anything on there.
I'm going to start posting on Threads just so I can say we use Threads, okay?
Go ahead.
I'll figure it out. But thank y'all for watching today. Go follow us, subscribe, comment. We will have our Omaha bracket out very shortly here soon. And we hope to see you next time on Across the Board.
Yep. See y'all next time.